Hey, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's Q&A. Now, I know some of you might have been expecting to see Sam here with me, but I'm going to be riding solo for this one because when I went to the comment section of the video where we announced doing a couples Q&A, there must have been like 3 questions for the both of us, and I realized that's because in that video we also introduced you to baby Alaba as well, and so the majority or all the other comments were literally just loads of very sweet compliments and comments on baby Alaba, as you guys were really happy to see her and you love her name, as we shared that with you too. So I kind of realized probably wasn't the best idea for me to do a baby introduction and ask for questions for a Q&A in the same video, as I know baby Alaba was the big distraction in that video, the very best, sweetest distraction ever, because many of you have been on this journey with us and know it hasn't been easy at all. The pregnancy in a pandemic, 3 children taken care of, homeschool, everything that's gone on in 2020 that not only I, but I know a lot of us experienced this year. So what I want to do is not disappoint. We're still going to do a couples Q&A, so if you have any questions for Sam and I, a lot has changed now. We're now a family of 6. Can't believe I'm saying that now. That's just unreal, but we're so grateful. Life is busy now. If you have any questions directed at both of us, I think that'll be a nice one for us to do together. Let me know and we'll definitely film that for you. But today I still wanted to show up with a video, and I realized I could still do a Q&A because I did want to ask me anything over on my Instagram, so that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to start with the most popular ones first, and one of the most common ones is, how are you? How are you coping? And it's just really sweet. I appreciate the fact you guys are just checking up on me and how I'm doing, because I know many of you know 4 kids is no joke. It's not easy at all. So how am I? I'm tired. I have not slept probably in the past few years, but more so in the past few months. Right now I'm just trying to find a new sense of balance and what that means to us as we navigate this new family dynamic of 6, and how, you know, I as a mother still can do my best and be my best for my children, and I'm not trying to put too much pressure on myself. Initially I was, and there was so much mom guilt and all this kind of stuff, but I've learned to slowly let that go, and now I'm just in a season where I'm just like, okay Bibiana, how much can you do the best you can? And you know, I get a lot of super mom credits, which is very sweet, but believe me, I am, you know, I'm on this roller coaster, and I know it's only for a season. I think that's the other thing that helps me. I know the days are long, as they say, but the years are short, and there's nothing like having older children, like twins now are 7, to make me have a different perspective now on this newborn phase, no matter how challenging it is. I know it's just a short season as well, and if you think I have it all together, I'm telling you, some days I literally amaze myself, and there are days I put my keys in the fridge, and even just yesterday, there was one day I thought I was crushing it, I was getting everything ready, kids were on school on time, all the packed lunches, homework was done, I was pretty much amazing myself, and then the next minute I'm screaming down the house saying, guys, where's my phone? And Olivia's like, Mom, it's in your hands. So that's just it, guys. It's nothing is perfect right now. During this COVID season, what practical steps do you take to protect your peace? So I love that question, and I would say it is important to stay informed. It's important to watch the news because ignorance is not bliss, but I find that it's not so good to just constantly watch it, because as we know, a lot of it's very negative, and if you know how the news works, a lot of it's meant to drive our emotions. If they want us to feel a certain way, they're going to put certain things out there, so it's important to protect your peace. Another thing is just going on walks, exercising, and all that releases those feel-good hormones, which can help give you that sense of joy and peace as well. And also, I love video calling a lot of my friends. Obviously now we're in this pandemic season, it's hard to meet up with people, but I still find that I was still just texting or WhatsApping my friends, and I'm like, no, why can't we video chat? And that just brings back that sense of connection in a season where we're all feeling very disconnected physically from each other. I know we can't give each other real hugs, but you can definitely give each other virtual hugs, and I find when I'm able to video chat with my really close friends, it just feels a lot better. Another thing as well, bring it back to WhatsApp, I found I had to just mute some of those WhatsApp aunties or uncles, so definitely just be careful what information you listen to, not only on the news but in those WhatsApp groups as well. Make sure it's from reliable sources. Another thing I found really helpful is just meditating on scripture. As a believer, I have really loved, even audibly playing these scriptures as well, so they just sink into my heart, especially on the days where you just don't have even the energy to read the scripture. And one of my favorite is John chapter 14 verse 27, which says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I don't give it to you as the world gives it to you, so don't let your heart be troubled and do not be afraid." And that just is so reassuring to me on the days where, we're looking at things going on in the world and we can feel like, where is God? Or we can feel like something bad is going to happen to us, and we can't control what happens outside, but we can control our inner peace, and I believe we can, by what we listen to, by what we allow into our heart. And I'm just trying to make sure I'm allowing the truth of God's word into my heart, so it's louder than the lies of the enemy. Alright, so the next question is, congratulations on baby girl, please share your testimony on your pregnancy. And there were quite a few questions which asked me when I'm going to share the birth vlog, when I'm going to share my birth story. As you know, with my previous, I've only really shared one pregnancy on here, but you've been with me through the journey, which was Caleb. And that birth vlog was literally up, I think, the week he was born. I was really quick with that. This one, it's taken me a lot longer to put out. It's all filmed, but it's something I'm not ready to share. I don't know how else to word that, but it's something I will share, but when I'm ready. This pregnancy was very different to my previous ones, I'm not a first time mum, this is my 4th child, but this was not as smooth. Let me just make it blunt, this was probably one of the worst experiences ever in pregnancy and childbirth for me. I know it's something I haven't really shared so much on here. You guys saw the journey, and then boom, she's here, and we just kind of carried on with the vlogs and everything, like everything was normal. And it is for the sense that she's here and she's healthy, and oh my gosh, we're so grateful. But there is an in-between story. Those of you who follow me on Instagram would have known I was in hospital quite a lot leading up to her birth, and there were quite a few complications. Obviously the testimony is the fact that she's here, but the birth, everything was a complete miracle, supernatural childbirth miracle. And there's a book on that I will link below that I highly recommend. I'm sure many of you know about it already, but so to answer that question, which is congratulations, can you share your testimony? It's coming. I filmed it all. It's coming, guys. If you can just be a little bit patient with me, maybe once I've gone through this 4th trimester period and I feel ready, I'll share it with you. And you guys know I'm happy to share this journey, but I only share when I feel comfortable. I don't like putting any pressure on myself to just share for the sake of sharing, or when I feel like the Lord is encouraging me to share a certain part of my journey, especially like childbirth. It's obviously a very personal thing, but I do feel led to, but I just need a few more, I don't want to call it days, I don't know, I just need some time before I share that birth story. But I promise you it'll be worth it, because I feel it's definitely one that will encourage a lot of you out there as well. And shameless plug, but make sure your notifications are on, you're subscribed, so you're one of the first to know when this video goes live, because it's going to be a good one, guys. It's going to be a really good one. Do you really like the name Yetunde? I didn't like it growing up. I'm 17. Oh girl, Yetunde, we got the same name. I'm going to be real, so she's 17. I think at 17 I probably was the same. I wasn't feeling my name at all. Felt like I didn't like mine because naturally it was shortened to Yeti, and being tall, some of you may know I'm over 6 feet tall. I'm a tall girl and I do have large feet, so Yeti and being tall, you get how it goes together, and being black. Bigfoot comments were very common in school in terms of bullying for me, and one I didn't like very much at all, obviously. And it took me a long time to just be proud of my name and just kind of correct people when they liken my name to the abominable snowman. It is a beautiful name, and I love the meaning as well. So it means mother has returned. It just means a maternal figure has passed away in your family, and mine was my father's mum who passed away. So me being born was just kind of representative of me representing her back again. And for me, I love it because I know the legacy she left behind. And I think by then I started enjoying my name and loving it and proudly telling people my name, even when they kind of raised an eyebrow and looked at me and they asked me to repeat again. I'm like, Yetty, you can call me Yetty, or I can spell out my full name for you as well if you want, but you're going to respect that name. And people give you the level of respect with your name as much as you respect it as well. Have any conception tips as a medic and a Christian woman from a first-time mum to be by God's grace? Okay, so funny enough, I do get a lot of questions where people start by calling me a medical doctor. I am a dentist, and the physical stuff is the diet, and making sure I'm eating healthy, lifestyle habits, and cutting down on no alcohol at all, definitely no smoking, and also make sure you're taking things like prenatal vitamins, especially folic acid, which is going to help a lot. Sex, obviously, and make sure you're having sex at the right time. I'm not saying you have to have a rigid schedule, but if you are TTC and you are finding that, you know, the journey hasn't been so smooth, just even though your ovulation cycle is really important, so, you know, doing the thing at the right time to increase your chance of getting pregnant. But obviously, in all seriousness as well, we are all aware that there are some underlying medical reasons that go well beyond how well your diet is and everything else. And for those, I really encourage, especially our community, which sometimes shies away from that topic, is to seek medical advice. And a lot of it can be treated. And, you know, there's things like fibroids, there's other reasons why there might be complications with trying to conceive, and just be intentional about speaking to a medical professional for help in that area and not being ashamed of that. And lastly, but probably I should say firstly, is prayer. I definitely believe there's nothing the Lord cannot do. We all know that there are countless scriptures which remind us of his miracle powers and his desire for us to conceive, if that's our desire as well. Books as well, which I found really helpful in my journey as well, most notably Supernatural Childbirth, which I've raved about so many times on this channel. Nothing, in my opinion, ever replaces the Bible, but if you want somewhere to just narrow down your search in terms of scripture, that can give you some good recommendations. There's some real encouragement in there. Another question is, I really admire your parenting skills. You guys are doing such an amazing job with your kids. Thank you. And some of them weren't even questions that I got. They were just really sweet ones, just saying how well doing parenting the children. I definitely don't feel like I've done this alone, and I have to give a lot of credit to Sam as well as a real super dad, and a lot of credit to women out there who are doing this by themselves, because I think it takes another level of grace to single parent as well. But for me, I know that Sam does a lot, and I have a lot to be grateful for him for, and I know as well it's just the grace of God that we are able to do what we do. But obviously there's an element of us being intentional. As a parent, I would say I'm a very intentional mother in how I raise my children, and, you know, I make no apologies for that. It's not something I plan on slacking on just because people have said, oh, your kids are well behaved, you've made it. No, we haven't made it. We do the best we can while we're here to raise them in the right way, raise them in the way of the Lord, and that's all we're really trying to do. I'd say one thing that's definitely helped me as well on this parenting journey, I talked a lot about, you know, having those mentors, getting that perspective from older, wiser women in the faith, not only my mom, but spiritual moms as well, who have really mentored me, taken me under their wing, and just always spoke life into me on the days where, you know, mom life hits, and it hits hard, and I'm struggling, and you guys don't see that. It's not easy. I definitely have my down days, and my days I doubt myself as a mom, my mom guilt days, and the days where it can be super mentally challenging and straining. Children are a blessing. They're hard work, but they're a blessing. Do you plan on going back to work? Some of you may know I work as a dentist. I'm currently on leave, maternity leave, as I've got a newborn now. But in terms of going back, I do plan on going back, ideally this year. But with the pandemic, you know, things can shift. But the idea or aim was I would be going back this year. I do love my family and I enjoy being a mom, but I actually do enjoy my job as well. At the same time, I'm in no rush to go back. My priority is my family, so I'm happy being at home, and when I'm ready to go back, I will. And I'm single. Any advice to meet Mr. Right? Okay, so that one is quite interesting because I've actually done a whole video on that topic, and I will link that one. I'll put an iCard on the top, and I really feel that one will answer all the questions concerning that. So where do you get your matching family outfits? Oh, I love that. So if you're on Instagram, I do try and do some matchy outfits. I love matching the boys more so than actually matching the twins, and I love matching Olivia and myself. And now Bibiana's here. Olivia has ditched me and she's saying she wants to match with her little sister now, and I'm here for that, so I'm definitely looking forward to matching the girls now together, because I think Olivia's missed out seeing her brothers always matching, so that's gonna be fun. But sorry, to answer that question in terms of where I get the outfits, and this website called Pat or Pat Clothing, hope I'm pronouncing it well, and they do really adorable matching clothes, and that's where I've actually got a lot of our matching wear before. Also Next in the UK do a lot of mini-me matching collections. I know River Island have a matching mini-me range, and a lot of stores are getting into that now, where they have an adult range and they do have a matching child range as well, and even whole family ranges too. I believe even Matalan do some really good family sets and mini-me sets as well. So those are the main places I like going to. How do you factor in time for yourself, and do you plan your life? I'm a big advocate for self-care. Like, I cannot even stress it enough. I say this because I didn't used to be like this, and it just led to a constant cycle of me thinking it was selfish to have self-care, and ended up burning myself out completely and being miserable, and it just affected my mood and my mental health. For you to show up as your best self, you have to take care of yourself first, and there's nothing selfish in that. And I believe once I've done my best to take care of myself, I'm able to show up as the best mother, as the best wife, as the best businesswoman I can be. It can look different from different people. I can definitely give tips on what I do for self-care in another video. And in a world that's always pushing us to hustle hard, it's so important to silence those hustle noises. Yes, work hard. I'm definitely an advocate for working hard. You can't run on empty. You can't, guys. And I've done it. I've tried it a million times and I failed. And anything you see me achieving, a lot of it's come from a place of obviously prayer, but a place of once I've rested. Sometimes people call me and they're like, "Oh, are you free?" And I've checked my diary and I've actually got a block for either self-care or napping, which is still part of my self-care routine. Having a plan is important. But not pushing yourself if it doesn't all go to plan, but definitely having a plan, because if you don't, other people will determine how to use your time if they think you haven't got a plan for what you're doing with your time that day. And I definitely can easily tell someone if they call me or they message me, or if they call me, yeah, I've been that person to just watch my phone ringing, because I'm like, no, girl, we didn't plan on talking at this time. Obviously, I have certain people I have a relationship with where, they can call me anytime there's any problems and stuff like that, but I'm very intentional of protecting my peace, protecting the little time I have each day, and if it's scheduled for myself, I'll take it seriously for myself and for my kids, and modeling that for my children is really important to me as well. Even they're in the season where society's trying to overstimulate them, or if they see them doing nothing, they're like, "Oh, watch this, do this activity," even if it seems something quite helpful and not, we always thought the stigma was watching their iPad, but even just pushing activities every 5 minutes, can't the child just be still for a moment? I encourage my kids to be still, and it's hard to think a kid can be still. It means just going and playing with a jigsaw, or just sitting there and resting or taking a nap. I encourage them to do that, because I'm telling them when you get older, the world is going to not give you this free time, and you have to develop these habits now, even young. So I'm trying to model that for my kids. Sometimes I do want to all out go hustle, but sometimes I realize I can't for myself and for what I'm trying to teach them as well. So yeah, rest, self-care is very important. Right, so the last question I'm going to ask, like I said, there's a lot. There's lots. There are lots. But a lot of them actually were parenting questions as well, so I would love to answer those with Sam. So I'll save those for me and Sam to answer together. And some of them were marriage ones. Again, I think that would be nice if we answered those together. And if you have any more questions like couple related, we'll do that in that video. But the last question I'm going to answer, can't speak very well today. The last question I'm going to answer, and I'm leaving this one till last, even though it was one of the most popular. Are you having more kids? Are you having more kids? No, there's when are you having more kids, but she kind of lulled it. But there's a lot of, are you having more kids? Are you done? It's funny because this one I thought I should leave to me and Sam to answer together, but it'll be good to hear both of our perspectives in that video. But I would say right now that we are very happy and comfortable the way we are with 4 children. I'm still adjusting to this mama for life, so I'm not really thinking of another child. Okay, so I think I'll leave it here before this video gets too long. I really hope you enjoyed this kind of casual Q&A video, and if you have any further questions for a Q&A with Sam and myself, definitely leave them down below. I'd love to do a couples one for you, and I'm excited for that. And we've got some more videos coming, some more vlogs. So please be sure to subscribe. I love having you on this journey. I love having you part of this community. We have fun on here, and I hope you've enjoyed being on this journey. Many of you have been on it right from the beginning, and I'm really, really grateful for that. So before I ramble on, I would wish you all an amazing week. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!